when it comes to striking, like I'm going to say it now, I believe I'm the best there is. I had a stress fracture in the arm going into the fight, and he threw a kick and I was like, oh, it's not that fast. I stepped in, blocked it. I just felt my arm snap. I was probably about 50, 60 seconds into the first round. My elbow dislocated, so the radius dislocated, and then my arm was like just flopping everywhere.
If you break your arm with the plating, doesn't it like shatter and you have to get your arm amputated or something?
Oh, yeah.
True or not?
One of the consultants said to me, yeah, you can't fight with that in. He said, because if you break where the screw hole is, he said, like, your arm's done. He said, we've got a messy job.
On this episode of the Elite Podcast, I speak to Richard Lunt, multiple world kickboxing champion and owner of Streetwise Fighters Liverpool. Richard, how you doing, mate?
I'm all right, Lee, you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you. Thanks for coming up, buddy.
No
Especially
problems.
short notice as well.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
last minute cancellation, opportunity to come to the studio.
Yeah.
And here we are. So great to get you in front of me and have a proper chat, mate.
Yeah, it's good to be here, yeah.
Good. So I didn't really know much about you until, because I've been off the scene really, until the last couple of years, and I started hearing your name from people and from some of the people that you coach as well. I think you've got some good fighters out and about. And then obviously you started working with us with the elite stuff with your school, and I've been getting to know you slowly over the course of like probably 6 months or so now.
Yeah, it's got to be about 6 months.
Yeah. And you're doing well as well. You listen to everything, you get on with it. And I just thought, you're a great guy, fantastic martial artist. I mean, there's a fight that happened, I think it was earlier this year or late. Was it earlier this year with Bailey Murphy? At the
March this year, at the Budo Combat League.
Yeah, they've got those events are doing really well apparently as well, aren't they?
They're doing awesome, mate.
Events.
Really good.
They just had one as well. Obviously some good lads that are running that as well, know what they're doing, got a lot of experience in that arena. So
had to go the commentating on it as well.
Did you? How did that go?
It was all right.
Scousers and that. Well, they're all Scousers there, aren't they? Actually,
it was all right. Yeah, just hope they had subtitles for me.
Yeah, you're gonna need it. You had Lee Charles as well. Was he the other one?
Lee Charles with me as well. Yeah.
I'd say you probably got some milder Scouser accents than some of the others that probably go there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that was good. So you had a fight with Bailey there, and tell us about that, because you broke your arm quite bad. That's what I heard about. And then was it ulnar and the radius? Yeah,
so I broke my ulnar in 3 places. So I had a stress fracture in the arm going into the fight.
Did you not know that then?
No, I wasn't fully aware. I was getting pains and stuff in my arm. I wasn't fully aware.
What was that caused from?
I think it was just training. Do
you
know what I mean? I reckon I've injured it training. Went into the fight. Felt fine, felt comfortable. No excuses, do you know what I mean? I was strong, I was fit. Probably the best shape of my life, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah. And he threw a kick and I was like, oh, it's not that fast. I stepped in, blocked it.
Was this the first round, was it then?
Yeah, it was the first kick he threw.
And that's with Bailey Murphy, wasn't it? Who's fucking an absolute animal, isn't he? An athlete, like a top specimen, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He is. A blocked kick on my arm. I just felt my arm snap.
You felt it snap?
Yeah, I felt it. Yeah, my whole hand shut off straight away. So I was like, right, I'm going to have to figure something out.
Did that not stop the fight there then?
No, that was the first round. That was probably about 50, 60 seconds into the first round. I won that round.
Yeah.
100%. The 3-minute rounds they were.
Were they? So that extra minute as well.
Yeah. So, but again, I didn't struggle with the pace, didn't struggle with the round time. And then going out into went back to my corner to Ian. So Ian Hollett, my coach.
Yeah.
Went back to the corner to him and I was like, yeah, my arm snapped. And he was just a bit like, what do you mean your arm snapped? Shut up. As if to say like, just stop being silly. He didn't understand that actually meant my arm was snapped.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's broke. And he was like, oh, whatever, just brush me off rather than just telling me what to do, basically. But I wasn't telling them to stop the fight because I made a fight till I die, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Regardless, that's born and bred that way, you know. I think most people that are coming from Liverpool who fight, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then second round, I'd probably give the second round to Bailey, if I'm going to be honest. But not much happened, to be fair, in the second round.
Was you standing off a bit because your injury?
I was very standoffish. But so was Bailey as well. I don't think he enjoyed getting close. Every time he got close, he got put on the floor.
Oh, you got a bit of a grappling background or wrestling?
So I've got a little bit of judo background as well.
That would really help them, wouldn't it? Because it's the standing clinch stuff that people don't. People do grappling, don't they? And then they do striking, but then there's a whole of the range, isn't there? When you're stood up and grabbing hold of each other.
Yeah, well, yeah. So judo's good, obviously, upper body stuff,
Yeah.
really good, and the sweeps. I've sort of been able to implement it into my striking a bit. So I suppose it's a little bit like a Sambo style in a way. 'Cause that's pretty much, in some respects, what it's like. And then, the third round, I pushed Bailey off, and me elbow dislocated, so the radius dislocated.
Shit.
And then my arm was like just flopping everywhere.
Did he even believe you then at that stage? Did he?
I think he believed it. Then he was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" But it was. I don't know. It was fun. The experience was great, because like I've been out the game for so long. Like literally, like the last time I had a kickboxing fight must have been 8-9 years before then.
Have you not done any competing since that then?
I've done 1 or 2 MMA fights.
Yeah.
But like I didn't take it serious properly. I was more looking at it. Well, it was just to do something, to be fair, because I was bored.
Yeah.
But I didn't really. There wasn't much for kickboxing to offer at the time. I'd won everything by then. I've won world titles. I've won Europe. I've won everything in that respect.
What did you win then? Just want to run through what you did with
kickboxing
wise.
So I've won 9 world kickboxing titles.
In what associations?
So I've won WKA, WKC, and WKKC.
Yeah.
So the WKA years ago in like 05 and stuff.
Yeah, when it was before it split it off into the other ones.
Split, yeah. And
that was a really good one to win as well. That wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a tough one. It was a tough one. Yeah. Won my first couple of world titles in points fighting as well.
So you started off in points, is that right?
Yeah, started off in well, I was doing both.
Points and light.
I was probably a bit more successful in points to start off with.
Yeah.
And then as I started to mature a little bit, got a little bit older, my strength carried through. I was able to utilise that in the continuous and full contact as well.
Yeah.
I've won the Wacko British twice in full contact.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've only entered it twice as well, though. So I think when it comes to striking, like I'm going to say it now, I believe I'm the best there is.
Yeah.
I am going to prove it.
Yeah.
I am definitely going to prove it. Wherever the fights take me, I know you've got something coming up, haven't you?
Yeah. We've got the Total Combat at the O2 Arena. That's going to be rolling out in 2025. So as it stands right now, because obviously we're filming this in mid-December.
Yeah.
We people that know in the background. We've been planning it for some time, but it comes out in the summer of 2025 at the O2. Yeah, there's going to be 2 semi-finals and a final. So there'll be 3 events over the course of the summer. 4 people. Fighting off, obviously, for the winner.
4 best people, is it?
The
yeah.
4 best people we can get.
So my name's in there then.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. But with regards to your injury then, because I spoke to you about this before, and you said you had to have metal. You've still got it in, haven't you?
Yeah, so I've still got the metal plate in at the moment.
So look.
It's a scar down there.
Filled up pretty well, actually.
You can see the plate sticking out at the bottom there. It doesn't fit properly.
No. So you can't leave that in though, can you? Because if you break your arm with the plate in, doesn't it like shatter and you have to get your arm amputated or something? Is that true or not?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the consultants said to me, you can't fight with that in. He said, because if you break where the screw hole is, he said, like, your arm's done. He said, we've got a messy job.
Yeah.
So that comes out on the 19th of December.
It's like, a week away or less than that, isn't it?
Yeah, next Thursday.
Next Thursday?
Well, where we are now, next Thursday.
So that I'm assuming you've general anaesthetic for that then, put you in. Open you straight back up in the same scar, will it be?
I hope so,
get them to cut the scar tissue out.
Yeah.
So that it's just like it's a fresh one again, otherwise you get a flu. I'm sure they'll do that anyway.
I've got a great physio though that gets rid of that
for
me, yeah. I'll give him a shout out. It's Tom Shaw from MCI Injury Clinic.
Oh, wicked.
Manchester, Swindon ways.
Yeah.
Swindon, I don't know, Swindon I think.
Yeah.
He's class, yeah. But that comes out. I got told it was going to take about 12 months to heal.
Yeah, I remember you saying it's long.
But I spoke to the surgeon, he said it's going to be healed in 10 weeks. So end of February, the bone will be fully healed.
Fully, 100% back to normal then?
Back to normal. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of conditioning and strength work to go through it.
Of course, yeah.
Again, I've got probably the best strength conditioning coach, Paul Reed.
Yeah, you were mentioning about that the other day when I saw you at your gym, weren't you? Tell us about Paul then. What is it that you get to do that's so different to everyone else?
Yeah, Paul Reed. He's got the Athlete Factory in Chester. Now, he's probably the best strength conditioning coach about, especially in this country. I'm one of those people, if I work close with him, I'll say the best in the world, do you know what I mean? He's a great guy. He works with UFC fighters.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He works with like Paddy Pimblett and stuff like that. A lot of the next gen crew.
Yeah.
And
Paddy gets in great shape, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
And he gets out of great shape as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he used to. To be fair,
Has he leveled himself back off, has he now?
He has, yeah.
That's probably a bit unhealthy, I'd imagine, to keep.
I think it is at first.
So
it's hard, you know what I mean? Like, you got to think, like, the weight cuts that we do.
Yeah.
That hard work. So, it's the way I look at it, it's a bit like, you know, your body's in a debt. You know, if you take a loan out, you've got interest to pay.
Yeah,
It's the same when you put your body in that debt. Like, as soon as you've made your weight, as soon as you've had your fight, you just want to eat. You know, you're paying that interest as well. You know what I mean?
100%.
But yeah, what I would say is when you're when we're getting some filming done for the Total Combat, it's going to be called. Get down to Chester and you'll see what he's all about.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, he's class.
Brilliant. Yeah, I look forward to seeing all about him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little bit about your background then, if you don't mind. So, I'm only still getting to know you, really, you know, and it'd be nice to kind of delve into your past a little bit more. But I know it's Ian Hollich, your coach, is he? Is that now, or has he always been?
He's always been my coach.
And when did you start martial arts?
I started martial arts when I was 7.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So, where is Ian's classes back then?
He always in Verzackley, so I've always trained in Verzackley.
So, whereabouts is that for me? Because I'm not that sure in Liverpool where that is.
So you've come to my gym the other day?
In Aintree.
Yeah, so you've come to my gym in Aintree the other day. It's literally 5 minutes from there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, so just off the 57.
He's a fantastic fighter, wasn't he, Ian, back in the day?
Still is.
Is he as well? So him and Robbie Hughes were both probably like pound for pound. And they're both Scousers, and they were both in the lighter divisions.
Yeah.
And they were both absolutely fucking awesome. And they could smash. And they had big heart and fighting spirit as well. So you see a lot of the fighters now that have got kind of the externals and the movements, but don't seem to have that warrior spirit. Do you know what I mean? And that is the whole... Having that and no skill is better than having the skill and no heart, I think, personally. Because you get blokes that just can fight. Because they've got heart, Scousers. It's in their blood, isn't it? They're like, you know, they do seem to be able to have a scrap.
Yeah, you sort of don't have to. You don't have a choice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to fight. Like, just even like, you get kids coming in off the streets, coming into the gym.
Yeah.
And you can have it. Do you know what I mean?
Straight away,
they can bang. Do you know what I mean? They've got chins made of steel, and you're like, oh, this is going to be an easy job, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Teach them a bit of technique, and I think when you've been hit a bit, because a lot of them, not all of them, don't get me wrong, like, people have this, I do believe people have a stigma about Liverpool.
You do. There's certainly a stereotype about Liverpool, because I've lived here for 12 years nearly now, and I'm not from here originally. I love it now. It's the best place I've ever lived. Like, and I won't live anywhere in the UK, anywhere else. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I wouldn't go to another part of the world at some stage, but if I'm in the UK, I'll just love it, because Scousers are alphas. They're confident, they're funny, and they'll engage with you. Like, Northerners engage with you. People don't engage as much if you go into the Midlands, and especially down south. And that's, you know, and I love that. And you know.
No, they are, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I don't know, with the type of people, aren't we, that no matter where about in the world we'll go, someone will go, you're from Liverpool, aren't you? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
They're always the gobby ones as well. When you're in the army as well, right? Because you get people. I was in the parachute regiment, so it's like in national regiment. You'd get some regiments that are more regional, and people would join up from the infantry regiments, would join locally. So because it was a national one, it was actually international. You get people from South Africa, you get people from flipping Australia, New Zealand. Then you'll get people from down south in the Midlands, and you'd always get the Scousers and the Manx. The Scousers are always the gobby ones, but and the funny ones as well. Yeah. And they're always up to mischief and wheeling and dealing. So that is just like, it's just the culture, isn't it? But when you come here, everyone's like it. Yeah. And it's just normal, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, it is like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think it matters where you are. If someone starts to pipe up and then you just talk, you go, what are you saying? Or something like that. As soon as they hear the accent, they're like, oh, and they back down a little bit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we know exactly what you mean. When we used to be in the tournaments and you're fighting, when the Scousers would be up there, you knew well it was a very likely possibility that if something went off, you know, in the fight,
the mat gets
then
full.
the mat's getting full, and then it's going to be going off. So you're quite aware of that, especially you know, maybe not so much now in like the wacko ones and stuff because they've changed the whole dynamics of how it's done. I'm not sure what it's like in some of the other associations, but very much so 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And that was part of the fun and excitement, though, is that it did sometimes actually go off as well, didn't it?
Yeah, you know, obviously that was part of the stuff we used to love as well, do you know what I mean? But
the bravado.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Intimidation and all part of the...
Yeah, it's all part of the game, isn't it? It's all part of the fight psychology as well.
Definitely more Cobra Kai than Miyagi-Do, though, aren't
It depends. If you speak to Ian's more Miyagi-Do.
Is he? Yeah.
I'm probably in the middle, a bit like a Johnny Lawrence, maybe.
What's the other one? What's it called? Snake one. What's it?
Cobra Kai.
No, there's another one, isn't it? What's it called? They made another one.
Eagle Fang.
Eagle Fang.
Yeah. Probably.
You're an Eagle Fang.
Probably a bit of both, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I've definitely got the Cobra Kai side to me as well.
Cool. So you started training at 7 then. So and how did that go? You know, good straight away, or did it take you a bit of time to get into it?
No, it took me a bit of time to get into it. I mean, I think Ian might tell you differently. Do you know what I mean? But I think I was always up for a scrap.
Yeah. Did you like the sparring bit? Is that your favourite or not?
Yeah, I think I've always loved sparring. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, like some of the people I used to spar, I was one of the smallest in the gym. Yeah. So, you know, I get battered quite a lot.
Didn't that help though?
Oh yeah,
your resilience and your
100%. Mate, you can put anybody in the world in front of me, and I'll stand there and fight with them.
Yeah.
I don't care who they are.
Yeah.
And regardless of however I get on, I'll always talk the talk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just gotta walk it now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no. Yeah, so it did, yeah. And then I fought my first World Championships in Switzerland in 2004.
And that was with WK, was it?
Yeah, WK. Yeah. So we were in...
Switzerland's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, we stayed in Germany that year, in Karlsruhe, Germany on the border. And then we fought in Basel, Switzerland. I only done the points fighting then. I got beat 13-2.
Did you?
Yeah, I got smoked. I literally listened. Well, yeah, it was my own fault. The only 2 times I scored the point was when I listened.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's different, isn't it? You know, there's being consciously competent and then unconsciously competent, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like if you're unconsciously competent, you're a top level fighter, you can do stuff without any thought and anyone telling you.
Yeah.
If you're consciously and you're just getting to that point, you need coaching, don't you? Because you can go off the boil and it doesn't work. And
then obviously it was like 12 months later, 05, and I won 2 world titles at that one. So it just goes to show what can change in 12 months if you put the work in.
Yeah.
You know.
What's your thought on losses? Because I speak to a lot of people that do, you know, if you speak to people that do full contact, for example, or boxing, it's quite different, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? They might do a fight every now and again, and then
I think it affects the career.
Yeah, that's it. Especially the pros, you've got to try and keep the losses to a minimum. When if you speak to mat sports fighters, it's different. You fight anyone, anywhere, all the events, and you lose. When you first start off, you're losing as much as you're winning, aren't you? Because
sometimes
you're losing at every event unless you're winning every section you're fighting, aren't you?
Well,
even if you get a first and a second, you've lost in one finals.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, that's it. I think it's a bit different, isn't it, on the match sport stuff? Because you fight so much, and you know you'll do multiple sections, you'll fight multiple weights.
Yeah,
you know. So it's just different. It's impossible to win it all. You know, I don't think people look at losses in that game as much as they do in full contact or as much as they do in boxing or MMA. It's not looked at the same because you're just so active. You know, you could have 300-400 fights in a year. You know, some people never get anywhere near that in a full career.
Yeah, that's right.
Not even a third of that.
Mat time, we call it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where you're just literally having hundreds and hundreds of hours, thousands of hours it comes into, doesn't it, after a bit of just precise,
and that's why I
high
feel
level
like,
competition.
That's why I feel like points fighters or even like continuous fighters, when they're having that many fights over a lifetime, like I think they don't get the respect they deserve. And a lot of it is because a lot of them are weak. Don't get me wrong. A lot of them are weak. Like you can crack some of them and the reactions go, you know, and that's how I would beat a top level points fighter. I just crack them, you know, and the reaction goes to a thought process, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That takes a little bit longer. Sometimes that's all you need. But when they get tough, or when they are tough and they've got that much experience, like you can't like second guess yourself with them, or you can't blink because they're in your face before you know it. And if they hit hard as well, You're going to sleep, do you know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
They're a handful. That's why I say to people, I think a really good balance for striking is someone who's got a real strong points fighting background. This is what I used to do when I was coaching all my guys.
Yeah.
Then I bring them onto the light contact, which isn't very light.
Yeah,
is
no,
it? We all know that.
It's never light, is it?
And then you bring them onto a full contact or a couple of boxing fights. And they haven't got to do that many. They only need to have a couple of full contact fights or a couple of boxing fights and do the whole build up for it and all the conditioning that comes with it. So they can take a shot and they can learn to give one. And they're a dangerous person then. They're like a proper handful.
100%,
And you have kids that are 13, 14, 15, spanking all the adults.
Yeah.
Big tough guys as well. And they can fight for flipping rounds and don't even get tired. And once they're not intimidating anymore, they can stand in front of you. You can throw big shots and they're not intimidated. You know, you've got your hands full at that stage.
Of course you'd have, yeah. Of course you'd have. And I think it's only getting better, do you know what I mean? And it's like, I think we've sort of went through, I feel like our sport, so I'm like sport kickboxing, I feel like it's went through a couple of generation shifts. Like, you had the old school. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
When you say old school, what generation you counting? What years?
So I'm talking obviously like so
Alfie's
when Alfie was fighting.
Okay, that's the golden era that people refer to that to, don't they?
Yeah. So, but like even the likes of when Ian Hollett was fighting, yourself.
Yeah, the next one that kind of went down a bit and went back up again, didn't it? So how long? Maybe was that 15 years afterwards or something?
Yeah, but at that point, like, you were all fast, sharp, and you just hit hard. You know, like when I feel like after that, well, don't know, because when I was fighting, they were still that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like after me, so like the kids now that are like, and I don't want to say everybody because, you know, you'll get called up on it because there's always a few out there that can still,
of course,
do it that way.
We're just generalising in the industry in general, not in people individually.
Not in people individually.
There's
still a lot of very, very like tough points fighters and stuff out there, but we went through a big tippy-tappy stage, I think, where, don't get me wrong, the skill set went unbelievable, but there was no power. And I feel like we got a bit of a bad reputation for that.
Who the points fighters did.
Yeah, I think so. But I believe now it's coming back. But with a bigger skill set. Yeah.
Do you know why as well? It's because of things like you've got with Budo that they're doing with with what we're doing with Total Combat and what we did on previous shows and what Andy Cleves is doing with Skill Strikers, where you're getting these high level points fighters and you put in them because they've got a great skill set and they're doing what we just said. You're just putting them in a full contact environment. Yeah. So they're learning to hit a bit harder, take a shot, keep the guard up, keep the chin down.
Yeah.
And they can, as far as I'm concerned, I think when you see top level mat sports fighters, points, karate and taekwondo and light contact, these guys, once they can take a shot and give one, they are spectacular. You know what I mean? When it comes to the striking.
Yeah.
They really are because they've done thousands of hours of just that. Look at the taekwondo people, the plyometrics that they've done, and the pro guys. I say pro, it's amateurs, isn't it? It's the guys that train for the Olympics, but they train like pros. They train twice a day.
Yeah.
And they're full time. You know, the ones that go on the Olympic taekwondo squad, like Damon Sanson did, and obviously Jay Jones and you know, and some of the other top level ones. These guys, phenomenal athletes, and they can just bridge a gap like that.
That's what I mean.
They're hitting with such immense speed, and you're not even seeing the kicks coming in. It's dangerous.
You feel them though.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I'm on about. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's starting to come back now.
Yeah.
With obviously all the stuff like what yous are running, what Budo's running, Skill Striker, what Andy Cleves is running. What I would say though, it'd be nice if the I feel like all of them need to start training a little bit of like low kicks and knees and elbows, just because it toughens you up, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's different. Like, so I've done a bit of training down in Four Corners as well with like John Gillies and stuff. Yeah. And it's different.
So like what type of training is that then? You go more Thai?
Yeah,
so you
Thai
elbows, knees, leg kicks.
Yeah, Thai
that's
K1.
Their specialities, isn't it? Yeah. That's a whole other world as well, because that isn't the range we're used to, is it? That's the closer.
No, but this is where I feel like
range.
This is where I feel like it's helped me out a lot, because don't get me wrong, like the Thais will struggle with me because I can keep that range, but because I've been training the low kick and stuff like that for quite a while now, I'm durable on the inside as well. Yeah. So it's not as if you can just close me down and then beat me up there.
Because you're happy there as well now.
I love it there, yeah.
Yeah.
In some respects, I like it there more sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm very aware of fighting at distance and blitzing and stuff.
Yeah.
But what you do get different with the Thais, what I think is when you hit them, they don't just go away.
Yeah, they're there still.
Do you get what I'm on about?
Yeah.
Like,
they're not adjusting the gloves. They're not like trying to call time.
No.
They're there in your face,
they're
ready.
there in your face, and I feel like that's, if the points fighters wanting to get into these type of shows,
yeah,
I feel like they need to get used to that. You know, they need to not just call time and stuff like that, because I know it's a tactic in what their sport is.
I hate
but
that.
It comes,
fight avoidance, that is. I don't like
yeah,
it. Engage, fight.
But it becomes a habit. Like whatever you do, I don't care whether you're being points fighting for 15 years. If you're doing that as part of your game, and then you come into a full contact setting, it's in your head to do that.
It's part of your game plan, and you can't do it.
You can't do it.
You shouldn't even do it in your spar, I don't think. Because if you're going to do it in your spar, you're letting yourself off, aren't you? You're going to do.
Well, yeah.
Once you're engaging, you should be engaging to that timer goes off. And no matter how uncomfortable you are with someone.
Just fight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, diamonds are formed in pressure, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we can't like, I don't know, we can't just like back away. You got to face what's in front of you, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, head on. Have some fun with it.
Absolutely. So as you move through, you did all your points. You like contact. You went on to full contact.
Yeah.
Tell us about your MMA fights. So you've had 2 of those, and that was more recent, is it? So how old are you at the moment as well?
31.
So 31. So when was your MMA fights then?
Oh, I don't know. A couple of years ago. A couple of years ago. First fight. I was winning comfortably. Don't get me wrong. And then I slipped. Over. And then I got my back took.
Oh.
And then I was in a choke. And I got out the choke for like about half a second anyway. Not that long, I'm not going to pretend. And then it got sunk back in again, and I was there, and I just remember being like, oh, I'm stuck. And it was getting tight, and I was like, no way. And I've always said to people, like, you can't tap in a choke. So I was stuck there, and I was going, I can't tap. I wind everyone up for tapping in a choke, you know, in a fight.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I'm going to have to go to sleep here. And then next minute, I just remember I was on my feet. That's the next thing I remember. I'm on my feet.
Blackout, yeah. It's
I'm on
mad,
my feet, and I thought to myself, oh, this is going to be a hard third round, this.
Oh, you didn't even know you'd been choked?
No, I wasn't. At that time, no. I was like, oh, it's just going to be a hard third round. And I was getting ready to walk back, and then I seen the medic was with me, and he was going, are you okay? Do you know where you're at? And I was like,
obviously not.
I went, did they get choked out? He went, yeah. I went, yeah, I'm all right, mate. Don't worry about it. I'm sound. And I just looked to me, and I was like, never mind, eh?
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I had my second professional MMA fight. I stopped.
You say pro rules.
Yeah, they're both pro. They're both professional.
Is that so? Just to clarify the rules, then you can punch on the floor.
Yeah, you can knee and elbow
on the floor as well with the pro rules.
Yeah.
So you're going to do it. You want it to do the full lot then.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to do things by half.
No. It's probably more difficult. Like if you're doing the semi-pro rules, isn't it, or the amateur ones? Because you're restricted on the floor, aren't you? Because what is it you do for the amateur rules then? Are you just not allowed to strike on the floor?
So the gloves are different. The gloves are 8-ounce gloves. We're professional to 4-ounce. And there's certain submissions you can't do as well in amateur that you can do professionally. And you can't elbow. You can't elbow in amateur. You can't knee to the head in amateur.
Yeah.
You can only knee to the body and the legs in amateur.
Yeah. Dead leg.
Yeah. They do.
You don't feel it when you're fighting though, do you?
No, you don't feel anything when you're fighting. It's just the next day when you wake up, you're like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I won that fight in about 13 seconds.
So what happened with that one then?
I was just fight started. I think I hit him with a side kick, pushed him back. And as he bounced
side kick off the bat straight away, MMA.
Yeah. And as he bounced off the cage, hit him with a round kick. He hit the floor and then
no hands at the start, just 2 kicks.
Yeah, and then just ran in and just smashed him up, ground and pound. But I had about 3 opponents pull out.
Shit, did you?
Yeah, we had someone flying over from Italy or something. He wouldn't get on the flight and stuff like that. So there's a few little pull outs, which would have been annoying. And then he ended up whoever he ended up with, and didn't last very long.
Yeah.
But. Yeah.
So you finished that one then, and what was your plan at that stage? Was you thinking?
No, I wasn't really thinking anything. You know, I sort of knew that was going to be my last MMA fight because I've never wanted to be an MMA fighter. I've always wanted to use that to try and get towards like karate combat or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I like striking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So you want to be a pro striker?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I want to be the best, you know.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I was like, I want to go win karate combat. Then I want to go and win one championship, and then call out the bare knuckle champion. You know what I mean? Like, I just love fighting, and I love striking. You know, and I'll still do all that stuff. You know, or see where these other organisations, what heights they reach, and take them over instead. Maybe, you know.
Yeah.
It all depends on what's to offer and what suits best. I think,
of course.
You know, but like, I didn't even get to show 10% of what I'm capable of in that last fight I had. What, with
Bailey?
Yeah, not even 10%. Literally, the arm was gone straight away. It was like, it was annoying because, trust me, mate, I'm ridiculous. Like, and you will see that.
Yeah,
like that.
That
was just a freaky, fluky incident that would never happen. You know, they even said that when I went to, I can't remember where it was now, Stoke-on-Trent, I think it was.
Yeah.
They said like we've only ever seen a break like this twice when it's just so unlucky. Like, it's just a freak injury. Do you know what I mean? But so it is what it is. I'm not making any excuses up. Like,
but you want to fight him again, do you?
Yeah, I'll rip his head off. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
good.
know, you think about it. Like, I know people like if that arm didn't dislocate, that fight would have went the distance. And I'm not saying I had to beat him with one arm, but what I'm trying to say is he couldn't hurt me.
Yeah.
He was
so you felt safe in there then? Like, there was not any danger?
No danger whatsoever.
He's got tremendous athleticism.
He's fast.
He looks unbelievable to watch.
He's quick, and don't get me wrong, he's probably a little bit stronger than what I thought.
Yeah.
But, like, I say this to people, but the only time I felt his strength is when I didn't have this arm. Like,
when he fucking back kick you in it.
Yeah, it was a round kick. It was. Yeah, it was a round kick. Yeah, everyone was going. Was it the spinning up kick in the third round that broke it? Because obviously my arm, I had to stop in the third.
Right, yeah, and that was already done earlier.
I was like, no, and it was like, but the spinning up kick hit you, broke your arm. I said, never. I said, and I can prove that because the spinning up kick hit me right in the face. I remember going. I remember being on the ropes like that, and I seen it because he double spinned into it. So like, it wasn't even like. I was just thinking about my arm, like trying to keep this safe because I just wanted to go the distance and see if I could figure something out, maybe slap him with a left hook and put him to bed.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, you know, I'll find something somewhere. And he threw it and I was like, oh, get me hand. I was like, shit, I can't do that because if I get it, it's going to go.
Yeah,
so I was like, no, I'll move that down a bit. This is all happening in slow motion in my head and I was like, all right, I'll move back. I was like, oh, the ropes are there. And then our next minute, it was just like, bang. I was like,
you was eating it.
Sound. I was like, never mind, though. Yeah. But, yeah, you know, credit where credit's due. He's a great sport. He's a good lad. He's well respectful, you know. I'll always talk the game, but it's fun for the cameras, isn't it? You know,
of course it is.
You've got to do that, but I'm a martial artist as well, and I'll always respect people before and after a fight, win or lose.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's good as well, isn't it? Be an absolute savage when you fight, but be a gentleman afterwards.
Yeah. And like,
what I mean?
The same's going to happen again. If the fight happens again, I'll still talk about the way I was talking before the fight, but, you know, that's the fight game. But again, you know, if he manages to beat me, then I'll shake his hand afterwards. I don't think he will. You know, I feel like there's unfinished business because, like I say, it was a freak injury. You know, I don't believe he's beat me, even though he has. Like, I'm not going to pretend he hasn't because he has.
Yeah.
But I don't believe he's beat me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, an injury has stopped me.
Yeah,
I don't believe he's beat what I'm capable of.
No, of course.
Didn't
beat the good you on the full game uninjured.
No, I don't think he's got a chance, to be fair.
Well, don't you?
No. So I reckon we're going to run it back at some point.
Yeah, never know. Might happen.
But if he does beat me, I'll shake his hand. You know, I'm not a sore loser. As
long as your arm's not broken again. You have to use your other one.
If he breaks me arm again, then I'll shake it with this one and I'll go, fair play, it's you. But yeah, whatever, innit?
Brilliant, mate. So yeah, your fighting careers sounds, you know, like you still got something left in there as well, which is going to be great. Get that arm fixed, get out there. So I want to talk a little bit about your school as well, because I went to see it last week, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Max down. And lovely place, mate. I love your branding. It's all it's orange and black, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So really strong colours and unique and different as well.
Yeah.
So was that an accident or did you choose that for a reason?
No, I chose it, yeah. They're my favourite colours, like.
Yeah.
You know,
are they?
Yeah, they're my favourite colours. And obviously the name Streetwise Fighters.
Yeah.
It come from, so when Ian first opened the gym, we were under Liverpool Streetwise.
Yeah.
I think that was originally founded by Billy Dixon. I don't know if you remember Billy Dixon from years ago. He was one of Ian's coaches a long time ago. And then Ian changed the name to Liverpool Kickboxing Association, LKA. That's what we were known as for ages. And then when I opened my place, I was like, I like this. I want Streetwise back me. But I didn't want the same. So I just called the Streetwise Fighters.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And
I love it. I love the branding. I love
it.
You've done it with all of your equipment's the same colour.
Everything.
Or your branding with your kit, with your guys. I didn't know what to expect. When I saw that, I was very pleasantly surprised, actually. I thought that looks good. Because little small consistencies make a difference.
Yeah.
That's what makes a brand, isn't it?
Yeah.
So are you pretty strict with them? Like if they come in and got an England football top or something else, like, hey, get your stuff on, get some press-ups?
I'm not as strict as some people.
Yeah.
So I know some people are like, well, if you haven't got it on, you're not training.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I might throw a few burpees and press-ups out, but I still want them to train because I still also understand like real life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Course.
It's like the mum might or the dad or whoever they're living with, the grandparents, whoever's looking after them, you know, they might not have had time to do the washing and they've only trained the other day. You know, they might not be able to afford 2 or 3 kits.
Yeah.
You know, and we've still got to be human. Do you know what I mean?
Saying that, literally everyone had it on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they all
everyone had it on.
Didn't have it on, that was good.
It was a lucky day.
Yeah, I mean, your score's doing well, isn't it? It's building up in numbers as well. You've been working with us, with the elite now.
Yeah, I've been working with yourself. Like I say, you know, it's different, isn't it? Like, as a martial artist and a coach, I know I'm good. I know I'm really good at what I do. Learning the business side's a different aspect.
It's like it's out of people's comfort zones as well, isn't it? It's a whole different area.
But it's a thing I've not done. You know, in martial arts, I've done this now for like 25 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, if any, like, you've got above a master's, haven't you, a degree in that respect. You know, in business, well, I've been doing it for like actual business. Yeah. Trying to learn, for about 12 months, 12 months.
Something like that, yeah.
It's not a long time in the respect of what I've done as a martial artist.
No, of course.
You know, so understanding the business side to it is awesome because as I get more people in through the door, I can expand, we can help more people, we can develop better martial artists, we can have better facilities. The more people off the streets and stabbing each other, the better. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate. Well said with that as well, because some people almost look down the nose, don't they? Old school, maybe fight-based clubs. Less so now. More people have kind of got onto things. But the more successful your school is, the more people you can impact, the more people you can help, the better fight team you can get. Because if you've got a bigger pool of people to pick from, you're going to get a better fight team. It's just basic numbers. Do you know what I mean? Because you can just skim off the top.
Yeah, I think
all the really good ones.
Yeah, I think people have this this whole thing about Mac dojos.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, it's not as if we're giving black belts out in 2 years. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It takes a long time to get a black belt, and you know we're not Mac dojos. You know, just because people have got big schools, like you've probably got one of the biggest schools in the UK, I think.
Yeah,
like,
we've got a chain wise.
Biggest chains of schools, and like when your fighters hit the mats, we all know we've got to fight.
Yeah, you know, that's it. So you can do both. This is what I've always said. You know,
of course you can,
and do both excellently as best as you can.
Well,
you don't need, it's not a spectrum. You don't need. You're not either one or the other. You can't either be a fight school or a business. You know what I mean? Or you don't need to go somewhere in the middle and just be all right.
No, you can
both.
You can
be excellent at both. And that's
of course
what we're trying to encourage.
Of course you can.
Outstanding kind of classes. Because you remember, your classes and your standard of your students is your product. If you think of it from a business thing, that's your product. So your product's good. Everything else is sales as well, or after sales service. But so if your sales and your marketing sucks, then you're the world's best kept secret and no one knows about you. And there's too many that are like that.
That's where I'm at the moment. I think, well, I'm getting better at the other stuff. But at the moment, I'm still at a really good kept secret. But we are spreading the word more now.
Absolutely. I mean? And because you're local as well and working with you, I said to you, as soon as you get that primary school booked in the new year, I'll come down with you, run one of our assemblies in the format that we do and do all the post-assembly marketing-based stuff and bring you a chunk of people in and just, you can add
100%,
10, 15 people in just by one one visit, and then that's you know, if you're a smaller level school, that's a nice chunk to stick on, and you don't
definitely.
just do it once like some people do. They'll marketing will work. They'll do it once, they'll be happy then, and then they'll ease off, because good is the enemy of great, isn't it? So when they get all right with something, they're less stressed because you can pay the bills a little bit now, and they've got a bit of space, then they ease off. The secret is not ease off, it's just stay hungry and keep pushing.
Well, like I say, the idea is for me is to grow, so have the first place really looking after itself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then open up. I want to open up in one in Waddington.
Why is that?
It's where my partner's from, so my girlfriend's from Waddington.
Yeah.
Are
you going to move out of Liverpool, do you think, then?
Well, I live in Widnes, so I don't know, at the moment, so I don't know if you'd call that Liverpool.
Is that over the water?
No, it's...
No, is it?
It's...
Get beat up saying that, didn't you, in Liverpool?
There's still Wolves from Widnes.
Oh, are they?
You know what
Whereabouts
I mean?
is that? A bit more towards Cheshire?
Yeah, it's not far. It's on the way to Waddington pretty much.
Okay, so it's cross rather than down.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not very good with my geography, so go down the 57 and come off at one of the junctions. I know where I'm going. Like, it's about 15, 20 minutes away from my gym in the car.
How come you chose where you are then for your school and not where you live?
I've only lived in Widnes now for like the past 18 months. Do you know what I mean?
You're from that area originally?
I'm originally from this area, from Verzaffeln.
I'll go to Aintree. I'll go to the gym every morning. You know the Everlast gym?
Yeah.
Flipping good gym, innit?
It's sound.
I also go to Yusuf Strength in Formby, which is where I'm from. But then I like to be. I'm a gym slut.
Yeah.
I've got multiple gym memberships. I've got no loyalties like that. I like to, depends what I'm doing and what my training program is currently and what my weekly program is. So I'm so busy. I'll go to the local one if I'm just going to do some weights, or if I want to do some HIIT training because they've got all the CrossFit stuff.
Yeah,
but if I want to do some proper hard cardio and more detailed weights, I'll go into Everlasting. At the minute, I'm doing a bit of a weight loss, so I'm doing loads of cardio. So I go to Everlast every day the last fucking 3 weeks. About 6 days a week I've been going.
Yeah, that's good then, isn't it?
Good gym though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sound, yeah. Did you still got the saunas in the changing rooms or no?
That
was JD, that actually.
Was
no.
it?
Yeah,
I don't even go past the first. I put my stuff in the locker and then I return and get it out. I don't even go into the depths where all the naked men are getting changed. What is that with older men? It's always full of older naked men, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tackle out,
do you know what?
chatting to each other.
Going back a bit now from when we went to Germany, Switzerland for the World Championships.
Yeah.
I remember I didn't know, I was only a kid, do you know what I mean? And we were in the pool and he was a sauna. And you know what you're like in a kid, let's go and sneak in the sauna while the lifeguard's not looking. Went in there and he's just this big old fella sitting there with his legs open like that.
Are you going to be naked in there once, aren't they?
Naked.
Oh, you have to be naked, I think.
You have to be naked, yeah. And I'm about 10 at the time. I'm like,
traumatized.
Yeah, it's like, get out. Going to, there's a naked man in there. So I don't even know why that took me back to that then. Would you say an old man? In there. But yeah, it was it was a mad experience that, like.
So what's the plans moving forwards then? This is your current situation with your scores. You're getting your arm done.
Yeah.
What's your your vision for the future with your scores and your fighting? What are you after?
So obviously I'm going to start fighting again next year.
Yeah.
So I've just been told that I'll take end of February, I'll be fully healed.
So if it hadn't been for your arm, would you have been flat out? Was you like on a mission then to get right into your fighting again now, was you? But it's just your arm broke.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's delayed it.
Yeah, so my arm's delayed.
I know you were a bit inconsistent, you said, up until that point. So I was just wondering if you were dabbling or...
Yeah, so it was inconsistent. So when my brother died in...
Sorry to hear that, mate. When was that?
It's not your fault. 2016, so 3rd of January 2016.
Is that your older brother or...?
Yeah, my elder brother, yeah. So I've got 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
So the middle one, he passed away.
Sorry to hear that, mate.
It's okay.
What happened?
He had a heart attack.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Really?
It's mad, I know.
Just, do they know what caused that?
No.
That's
not
terrible.
Really, no.
Flipping out.
But yeah, so that happened. And I just sort of fell out of love with fighting a little bit, really. I was like, what's the point? Because, don't get me wrong, as brothers, we just fight all the time.
Yeah.
So, like, as much as we didn't get on all the time, if there was any trouble, I was always there. Do you know what I mean? And he was like, he'd never come to the World Championships and that, like, but like, he was always screaming, "Hey, brothers won a world title." He was always there proud of me. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Even though we'd fight a lot, he was always there proud of me.
You only fall out and fight with the people you're closest to.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I know. And
you don't realise it at the time, though, do you? Sometimes.
No, you don't. Yeah. You don't. And I don't know. It just felt like a part of me was missing. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It took a lot to get back to it. So like,
I bet.
So like the only fight I've actually took serious since that was that fight, that Bailey Murphy fight in March. That's the only time I've took a fight serious, because it's like, do you know what? This is my game. This is something I fancy. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, so I got all the correct coaches around me. I got, you know, all the right people around me, and I was like, I'm going all or nothing. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. So the plan is then now get that fixed.
Back to it.
10, 11 weeks. Well, 11 weeks time. You should be
11 weeks time
able to start some gentle sparring. You've got to build your own confidence up first. That's the main thing, I'd imagine.
I mean,
I do not give a shit. You're just going to be straight in.
I haven't stopped sparring. So
have you not?
No, I still spar with one arm. I've got 2 legs and one arm. Just keep this out the way.
Yeah.
Block like that. Try not to take too many to the face.
Yeah.
Just keep the arm out the way. Do you know what I mean? You know, me front arm's sharp as anything at the moment. Like,
that's what you find though with injuries. When you get an injury and you can't use one thing, it encourages you and makes you kind of focus on other parts, doesn't it? That's how I've improved. I've always improved when I've like...
Well, you've got to.
Yeah.
You've got to use an injury as an advantage, haven't you? Most people just put their head down and don't know what to do. But don't get me wrong, it's been hard because I've been able to fight. But, you know, it's given me time to, you know, find yourself and... start to work on the business a bit more.
Yeah, that's what you said, isn't it? I said, let's just get the business cracking while you can't fight.
And I'm still going to do that. Obviously, I'm still going to work on the business because I find it easier to be laser focused in everything rather than just one thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and I was a bit
just to be motivated in all over everything, or you're like a bipolar.
Pretty
either
much,
all or nothing. Then.
I'm all in or I'm
so
not
when
in
you're
at
up
all.
and you're doing stuff, you're doing everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair one.
I'm either all in or I'm not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing, so what I need to do is sort out obviously my timings, like what time I'm training, what time's my family time, what time's my business time, and this, that, the other. So that's the stuff I need to.
So do you mind talking? You got a family then? You got a missus? You got kids? Or
yeah. So I've got I've got a son, Junior, my little lad. He's 7 now.
Does he train?
Yeah, he's classmate. He's so
good.
Yeah, you should have seen him. He fought at you know Brendan Mitty, don't you?
Yeah, no.
He fought at Brendan Mitty's.
Brendan's coming on next year.
Is he? Yeah. Sound.
Absolutely, he's a good mate.
You'll have a ball with Brendan.
Absolutely.
He's mad, isn't he?
I will need subtitles for him though.
Definitely.
I'll have to slow him down. We'll have to put him in like 0.5 speed or something so I can listen to
him. So he fought at one of Brendan's shows, and like it was like 300-400 people watching.
Wow, brilliant.
And he was fighting a 7-year-old. He was only 4 at the time. Yeah, and he nailed the kid with a spinning up kick at the end of the fight. Like, and he won the fight as well. Spinning up kick right to the head, and everyone just went
sealed.
Mental.
That's a core memory forever. Probably now. That's probably got him locked forever.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So if you head over to my Facebook, it's my first little video on there.
Is it all pinned to the top?
Pinned to the top, mate. Yeah. But yeah, and then I've got our Sky, who's she's like me. She's my daughter. I brought her up since she was 3.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I've got our Sky. She fight. Well, she trains now. She doesn't fight as much anymore. But she trains and stuff like that. And then obviously me current partner I'm with now, Lucy. She's got 3 kids as well. One of them, 2 of them now train in the gym as well.
All family involved then?
Pretty much, yeah.
Were any of those down there last time when I was down there?
Yeah, so when you walked in, you had one of the kids was on the pad, so stepping, he was doing the side kick and the long jab.
Yeah, I saw him.
Little black hair.
Who's that one?
That's Kian.
Yeah.
He's really good, he's really strong as well.
They're all good. I was watching them all. They all move about and have a little scrap.
Yeah, they have to.
Look sharp. Yeah.
Don't have a choice to get hit otherwise.
Yeah.
Get the cane out, do you know what I mean? It's a joke. If you want to bring your kids down, don't get a cane out. But yeah, so it's good. You know, we've got, so basically them as well, because obviously I look after them as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's starting to create a bigger family, and you know, we'll see. We might end up with a child of our own as well. Do you know what I mean? At some point,
never know.
So just, you know, to complete it all.
Yeah, well, that's what it's for, isn't it? Everything you do for the family, isn't it? That's what can help motivate you for your growth and for your success as well.
It does, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because it's, you know, you want to leave something behind as well, don't you?
Yeah, legacy.
I mean?
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Yeah.
Well, brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant to speak to you today. Yeah. You know, we now know each other. I'm speaking to you, but every time I speak to you, I get to know you better and better and more. You know, and it's really good to kind of find out a little bit about your backstory and everything else. So we're
just got to keep on me, lead. You know what I mean?
I will. I'm there, mate. I'm all over you.
Give me a kick up the arse.
I'm good at that. Don't worry. But thank you very much, mate, for coming today.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.